there's something very wrong with my kalettes in the main bed. So these are the kalettes that are just at the ends of the sprout beds, and they're pretty big. But the ones in this bed here, they're tiny. At this time of year, they're normally pushing the way out of the nets that they're in. Let's take a closer look. So here's one of the plants, and if I kind of scroll across to give you a kind of comparison, here's one of the other plants. Quite a significant difference, and if I kind of position that at the top there and so scroll across, you miss the whole of this plant. So I'm going to take these nets off and have a good look and see what's going on. So the most obvious thing is that in the plants that are doing well, all the leaves are green, and the ones that are doing badly are shedding leaves, lower leaves. So I think it's water stress. This bed has got a thick layer of strulch on top of it. Oh yes, and the soil underneath that strulch is really lovely and damp, whereas this soil is dry. It's got no strulch. So this is what I mean when I'm talking about strulch. It's a chopped straw, and it's mineralised with iron, which deters slugs, although I have seen slugs quite happily going across it. But it fluffs up really nicely, and it kind of forms a nice mat as well that doesn't blow away in the wind. I thought here, pretty windy here, that it would just always blow away, but it doesn't. It mats together and stays in place. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take all the lower leaves off, the ones that are looking really stressed, give it a good weed, and I'm going to get some strulch, and I'm going to cover this with a couple of inches of strulch, and hope that that helps them cope with the summer heat. So I've taken all the lower leaves off. See what I'm doing. Makes it a lot easier for me now to water, because a lot of those lower leaves are just shedding water into the path, and hopefully more of the water will actually get into the bed now. So I'm going to give these at least an inch of water and hope for the best. Some of them don't look so bad. I actually noticed that it's the red tinged leaves that are the smaller plants, and the green leaves that are the bigger plants. They're different varieties, and yeah, they come ready at different times, so it's nice to have multiple varieties. But as you can see underneath here now, it's all a lot cleaner. Makes it easier to keep an eye on what's going on. So as I said, also I can get the strulch in now, because it would have been difficult with all those lower leaves to get the strulch in. So I bought a few bags. It cost me £27, but that's enough to do this bed and that new purple sprouting broccoli bed that I just put in down there, and maybe a bit more as well. And that's just on the verge of being cost effective, because we do take a huge harvest off these kalettes, you know, a few £100 at least in value. So yeah, it's worth doing it. And I've also cleaned this bed up as well. Makes it easier to find all this bindweed and get it out. Now they should be a lot happier now. I gave them about 200 litres of water. I don't know exactly how much that is worth, maybe 40 pence in value. Makes me think of the economics of watering versus trying to save water. You know, the strulch will cost £27, and a good water Costs, you know, 20 pence. Yeah. Anyway, if you want to know a little bit more about kalettes and why they're such an important harvest to me and why I'm prepared to invest so much money in them, then take a look down below in the description. Find the link for individual growing guides and scroll down to kalettes, and there you'll find a guide goes through all about kalettes, how to grow them, how to harvest them, how to look after them, all that sort of thing. My name's Steve, this is the Seaside Kitchen Garden and Allotment channel, and I'll see you soon.